watching Said and Destroyed.
One man took a simple co-working space idea and built it into a $47 billion empire that was supposed to change the world. Then, in less than a year, he completely destroyed it. Private jets, wild parties, billions in losses, and one of the most spectacular corporate meltdowns in modern history. This is the full story of Adam Neumann and WeWork, and the powerful, quiet wealth lessons you can use to protect your own money. The humble beginning. Let's go back to 2010 in New York City. Adam Neumann, an Israeli entrepreneur with big dreams, and his co-founder, Miguel McKelvey, started WeWork. The concept was simple on paper. Create beautiful shared office spaces where freelancers, startups, and companies could work together and feel part of a community. They had tested a smaller version called Green Desk, which they sold for a profit. With that money and a lot of ambition, they launched WeWork. Neumann was incredibly charismatic. He didn't just sell office space, he sold a lifestyle. He talked about building a global community, raising consciousness, and even changing how humanity works. Early investors loved his energy. By 2014, WeWork became a unicorn, valued at over $1 billion. They expanded rapidly, opening locations in major cities across the United States and then internationally. The design of their offices was modern, colorful, and full of free beer, snacks, and events. It felt more like a cool startup campus than a traditional office. Explosive growth and crazy valuation. The real explosion happened in 2017 when SoftBank, led by Masayoshi Son, started investing heavily. They eventually poured in more than $18 billion. Suddenly, WeWork's valuation skyrocketed to $47 billion in 2019. That number is insane when you think about it. At one point, WeWork was valued higher than many huge, profitable companies that had been around for decades. But here's where things get interesting. Behind the scenes, the company was burning through cash at an alarming rate. In 2018 alone, WeWork lost nearly $1.9 billion. They were signing expensive long-term leases for buildings, but only renting desks on short-term contracts. That business model was risky from day one. Adam Neumann lived like a rock star. He flew around on private jets, hosted extravagant parties, pushed weird wellness programs, and even tried to trademark the word "we" so he could sell it back to his own company for millions of dollars. He made personal deals that benefited him directly while the company suffered. Investors kept throwing money at him because they bought into the vision and the hype. The IPO disaster and downfall. Everything came crashing down in 2019 when WeWork tried to go public. They filed the IPO paperwork and rebranded as the We Company. That's when the world finally saw the full picture. The documents revealed massive losses, terrible corporate governance, conflicts of interest, and bizarre spending habits. Banks and investors pulled back immediately. The valuation dropped from $47 billion to around $8 to $10 billion in weeks. Media outlets ran explosive stories about Neumann's behavior, including smoking weed on private jets and other eccentric actions. On September 24, 2019, Adam Neumann was forced to step down as CEO. The IPO was completely canceled. SoftBank had to step in with a bailout package, but at a much lower price. Neumann reportedly walked away with over $1 billion in cash, stock, and future payments, while thousands of employees saw their stock options become worthless and many investors lost huge amounts of money. The final collapse and aftermath. WeWork tried to recover. They went public later through a SPAC merger in 2021, but the damage was done. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit, killing demand for office space. Losses kept piling up. In November 2023, WeWork officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, closing dozens of locations and restructuring billions in debt. Adam Neumann moved on to new projects. The man who destroyed a $47 billion company still ended up extremely wealthy. But for many others involved, employees, investors, and even some landlords, the story ended in heavy losses. Quiet wealth lessons you can apply today. So what does this dramatic story teach us about building real, quiet wealth in 2026? Here are the most important takeaways. Hype is not the same as real profit. A great story and high valuation don't mean a sustainable business. Always look at actual revenue, cash flow, and profitability. Governance and red flags matter. Conflicts of interest, uncontrolled founder power, and questionable deals are warning signs you cannot ignore. Numbers don't lie. Study the financials carefully before investing, not just the exciting pitch deck. Charisma can be dangerous. A magnetic leader is good, but blind faith in one person can cost everything.
Build quietly and sustainably. Focus on steady growth, real value, and long-term profitability, instead of chasing endless hype and rapid expansion at all costs. These lessons apply whether you're investing in stocks, starting a side hustle, or evaluating any business opportunity. This is what happens when ego meets reality. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to Set and Destroyed, and turn on notifications. Comment below, which company or empire should we destroy next? FTX, Enron, Theranos deeper dive, or something else? Don't forget to grab the free scandal-proof investing checklist in the description to start protecting your money today. Thanks for watching. Now go build your quiet wealth.